Yo, this is Rubik's.
What's up, I'm Iowa.
What up, it's your boy 17.
Yo, it's Young Pop Mito.
It's your boy NYKVY, and you're watching Hip-Hop Certified.
Hip-Hop Certified.
Hip-Hop Certified.
Hip-Hop Certified.
Hip-Hop Certified. Rock!
And you're watching Hip-Hop Certified.
My name is Estelle on Sound, here with Certified, live at Koi. Who came out tonight to see a show? Make some noise. There we go. Okay, I need that energy, you know what I mean? Of course, it's a little empty right now, but I have confidence we're going to fill this thing up right now. So, with that being said, we're going to get straight into it. So for those that don't know who Hip-Hop Certified is or what we do or why we do it, Hip-Hop Certified is a company dedicated to representing the global hip-hop culture through media, music, and live entertainment. And why we do it is peace, love, unity, safely having fun. How do we do this? Through breaking, MCing, DJing, beatboxing, graffiti writing, street fashion, street language, street knowledge, and street entrepreneurialism. So, with that being said, we're gonna get this thing kicked off. What up, Ace? What up, David? What up? Say what's good to our guests, you know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, we're gonna kick this thing out properly, and we're gonna have any MC, any rapper who wants to get this thing going, to come up and cypher with us. So, if you feel inspired today, you want to get up on the mic, now is the time, you know what I mean? Now is the time to come up and cypher with us, and let's get it going. JC Jetta is going to drop a beat, and let's get it going. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Can we turn that beat down just a little bit? Just a little bit. Yes, there we go. Feeling like I got a mouth out on my options. Feeling like I got an MC up in my conscience. Taking that C train from Southland University. Working G, certainly not your common. Words of wisdom from the OG, that's the knowledge. Aiming at my targets, each one of them is falling. I put in work, I ain't mother calling. Stacking that paper till we mother ballin', relieving that stress, man, just open up a cipher. Whether it's reviewing or the music, I'm a writer, a poet. I ain't have to flaunt to show it. Learning from within, so my ownership, I grow it, I own it. That's Hip-Hop Certified, where we don't die, we just multiply. Only building with them certain girls and certain guys, taking over hip-hop media like every time. Hey, there's too much struggle in this world for these little boys and girls. I'm crushing on this mic like you got the Jerry curls. Inside my heart hurts so it burns in the pain. Freestyle switch lane, but it's still the same game. Pain breeds pain, and fuck breeds fucked, and stuck breeds stuck, so we got to rise up. Turn the lights on, I'm in the sheltered shell. Broken up these glass, busting like a melly bell. Oh well, exit sign that I see in the back. Still I'm running out this track like you blaze chronic sex. Way back, I kick flows, just for my boys. I represent my hood on this mic. I destroy the name's Dwight Farahat. I bust like Max, and I'm here to butt these rats, and I eat them like Jacks. I got it, old school flavor. Yes, you can tell your neighbors, cut the cable off. Yeah, Dwight the lightsaber. The lightsaber, like that name was Mr. Jedi. Trying to catch the airplane, trying to catch a red eye. Yes, I said what I'm gonna do, and yes, I'm gonna bless these freestyles every day. Count on me, I do this like I'm really gonna spray. Trying to get paid like my name was Mr. J. Okay, yeah, Jay-Z, but I'm never lazy. Gonna pass it to the Dwight, and we gonna get it never hazy, yeah. Never hazy, yeah. Alright, check it. Yo. It's a turquoise moon. I eat from silver spoons or broken spoons. I stare at the broken moon across the red sky. A landscape, Rocky Mountains, yeah. You can play this mixtape. I'm the stars, cut it out with these papers shredded out. It's golden in my heart, so I got to let it out. I see flowers and trees and butterflies and bees, but I keep moving every day cause I sting like a bee. In the rounds of this life, it cuts like a knife through the pain and the strife. Shit, I gotta keep it right, alright. I got my 2 feet, walking in my own lane. The stress in my brain, yeah, it's got me going strange. I'm at Koi, I build in destroy. Banging up this wood, yes, I'm here to bring the noise. So call the poison, let's raise up. I spit some more dope rounds and take some water from my cup. Let's get it, let's get it, let's get it, let's get it. Let's get it, let's get it, let's get it, let's get it. Hey, okay. We're gonna, that was a proper way to kick it off, you know what I'm saying? With that being said, we're gonna move straight into our next guest. Thank you, my G. We're gonna get to you in a bit, of course. But with that being said, could I take that mic? Thank you. Okay, so with that being said, we're gonna get straight to our first guest. Now, my man over here, he is one of the best dancers in the YYC. And I say there's no cap. I've seen this with my own two eyes. Okay? Now this man, he's a coach, a teacher, a b-boy, a dancer. This man is also an event organizer. And we have him here today representing Fallen Brotherhood, also representing Art Goes Everywhere, and there's one more. Oh, People's Militia. Put your hands together for Aaron Truonks. What's good, G? What's good, G? Let me get you a stool if you want to get a stool. Let me get you a stool. Hold on, give me a second. But while I get you a stool, let the people know exactly. There we go. Thank you, my G. Thank you. Very appreciated. Okay. So, I'm good. I like to stand. I like to stay active. I like to stand, you know what I mean? So, I don't want to ask you any basic questions that you've been asked before, but take me through your first battle. Your first battle. What was it like? Where was it? Who was it against and who won?
I think my first battle would have been maybe 4 or 5 years ago. It was like a super ghetto battle, like just a battle that was organized in the middle of a gym with like no money, no prize, nothing. It was just for fun with the people that I practiced with. It was at the Village Square Leisure Center, and I've only been dancing for a year, so obviously I lost like right off the bat, but that's probably my first battle.
Damn, do you remember who you were battling against? What the person's name was?
Yeah, his name was William De La Cruz. He was in State Youth Crew. I don't think he's active anymore, but yeah, that's who it was.
And who ended up winning this battle? Honestly, like if you had to say, and I know you want to say you, everybody wants to say they won the battle, but if you had to look at it honestly, who do you think won the battle?
Oh, he definitely won, 100%. Yeah, I just started dancing, so I was nowhere close.
Okay, dope. That's awesome. So I hit you up earlier, and you were like, yo, like, I was like, yo, we gotta prepare for this this event and everything. You're like, yeah, definitely, but like, I'm in the middle of work, so I'm gonna have to call you back in a minute. I was like, okay, no doubt. So, what do you actually do for work? What pays the bills?
So I'm working 2 different jobs. So I'm working as technically 3 different jobs. I'm working as I'm managing a car detailing shop.
Wow.
As well as working with Antics as the event organizer, and I'm coaching an esports team.
What was the last one?
Coaching an esports team, so it's like video game stuff.
Oh wow, so you stay active.
Yeah.
Man's got like 5, 6 jobs, you know what I mean, on the go. I like that. Respect. So the second thing I wanted to ask is what got you into, so you said that you were part of Antics, you started working with Antics.
Yeah.
What got you into Antics and doing like event organization, and what got you into that?
So I started 2015, so what is that, 3 years ago now? 4 years ago?
4 years ago now, yeah.
I think I just wanted to give back to the community, because I had seen growing up, like there was a lot of emptiness in the Northeast, I guess, so that's where Antics usually operates out of.
Is that where you're located out of, or?
Actually, I used to live in the Northeast, but I moved to deep south of Calgary.
Okay, word. So how was it growing up in the Northeast for you?
I grew up in I guess you could say the ghetto neighborhoods, so growing up in Forest Lawn, Rundle, so there wasn't really a lot of outside school activities until I moved closer to Rundle and got the Village Square Leisure Center, so a lot of me starting to dance was me just trying to keep myself busy after school, avoid those bad crowds. And
Word, so it was like an outlet for you, you know?
yeah.
instead of like going into the BS that you could have got into, you was like, let me put my energy into something positive kind of thing, right? Boy, that's super dope. So, you just wanted to give back to the community. I feel like a lot of us, when we do like event organization, I think that's kind of where it starts off. It's like we just want to give back to the community. We want to do something initially for the community. So I can relate to you on that level. Now, something I want to ask you, now you have a girlfriend, right?
Yeah.
Now, where's your girlfriend from?
She's born here, but she's half Thai and like half like German or Russian.
Oh, okay, so she's not Latina, is she?
No.
Oh, I thought she was Latina.
She's a mix.
Ah, damn. For the longest time, I was like, damn, I'm pretty sure she was Latina. What's her name?
Her name's Katria.
Oh, Katria. Okay. Dope. And I know that you guys are both like competitive dancers.
Yeah.
I've seen her. She can rip a stage. Like she can hold her own. You know what I mean? So, what happens when you get into the same like competition with each other? Like, let's say you guys both sign up in the same competition. What is it like? Is it like both of you are competing with each other at home, or is it like, no, I don't want to see you, like I'm just competing with myself, or how does that go down? Like what's the interaction at home?
So I think we're pretty good. So when we get to before the battle, we keep it like our relationship's pretty normal. But as soon as we get there, and once she gets into that battle attitude, she like completely ignores me. But after she's done battling, she talks to me again. It's like at the battle, it's battle time.
Word, that's hilarious. That's awesome. Have you guys ever battled with each other, like gone head to head?
No, normally she makes it farther in the competitions that we enter together than I do. So.
Oh wow, there you go. Do female what is she a dancer? Like she's a breaker or she's a?
No, she's a. I guess you could call her an all styles dancer. So she does like hip hop and whacking, popping, that kind of stuff.
Right. So do female not MCs? I'm going to MCs. Do female breakers or dancers compete against male dancers, or is that not like a thing?
Yeah, it's like it's mixed. It doesn't matter what gender you are. You're gonna battle who you battle. I think recently a lot of bigger competitions though have actually started to add like a female category and kept them separate. But typically on smaller jams you'll see a lot of mixed.
And what do you think about like when they keep it separate? Would you rather like keep them both in the same group, or would you be like, yo, the men battle here and the women battle here? Like, what do you think about that?
I think it's good to keep it open to leaving it mixed. Like if the females want to battle with the guys, that's cool. But I think having the female category as an option is also a really good opportunity for a lot of female dancers because it's a male dominated.
Yeah, if you go to one of these events, like I love the dudes who go out to these events, but it's kind of like a sausage fest, you know what I'm saying? So, so like we gotta work on that, you know what I mean? We gotta work on that. But no, that's dope. I think I come from the school just like, yo, like if you're dope, you're dope. If you're a woman, you're a man. Like you come up to the stage, it's like no mercy on either side, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, no doubt. So now, I remember we were having this conversation at Culture Shock about the different kind of styles and dances. You were giving me the education, or like you were breaking it down. You're like, yo, this, and this, and that. So just for the dances that you do breaking, obviously, whacking, voguing, a new style hustle. Explain what these different kinds of styles are.
Yeah, so breaking, I guess, is the original hip-hop dance. Started off in, people say New York, but I think it's just a combination of dances that just originated everywhere. Sorry, can you repeat the question again?
Yeah, so what are the different kind of dances that you that you do personally? Like, what are the ones that you know, and how would you explain it to somebody? Like, for example, like breaking. How would you explain that to somebody? Like, this is breaking.
Yeah, so breaking is, again, original hip-hop dance. Started off in the streets. A lot of gangsters. It's a battle dance. So a lot of gangs in New York. The story I was told was that they would use breaking as a way, instead of like fighting and getting in trouble with the cops, they would actually battle on the streets.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, that's what I heard too. Okay.
And then it evolved into more of just a really athletic and physical dance over the years. Whacking is started off by Latina and African American with a lot of gay influence, and it's more just arm movements. I'm not an expert on whacking or voguing, but I'm just trying to collect what I was told. And voguing is, again, Latina, African American. Started off with the gays, actually. And it's a dance that influenced, I was told it's influenced by breaking, not entirely sure, but it was a way for them to express themselves because they didn't have any other outlets of dance that would accept them, so they came up with Vogue.
Word. And the last one is New Style Hustle.
Yeah.
So what is that?
So New Style Hustle is it's like Latin hustle, but with New Style Hustle, I think the biggest difference is.
So what's Latin Hustle? I don't know.
So Latin Hustle is a social dance.
Does anybody know about this Latin Hustle? You know about this? Okay, I'm thinking Latin Hustle. I'm like some Latinos hustling in the streets and shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm like that's that Latino hustle or
It's like a social ballroom dance. So two people. It's kind of reminiscent of salsa a little bit. But the biggest thing with New Style Hustle is just that instead of stepping with your left foot as a lead, you're stepping with your right. So I step with my right, so that's why I say I do New Style and not traditional hustle because my steps are different. But they're basically kind of the same. Maybe someone will get me in trouble for saying that, but there's not too much of a difference between the two.
Okay, word. Okay, sounds good. So the other thing I want to ask you about is to take it like full circle. So I read in one of your interviews that it was like an article, I think it was on like CBC or some shit, and you were explaining how you wanted Calgary to be a dance hub for Western Canada, and specifically even nationally. How close do you think we are to that goal?
I think the biggest thing to create a dance hub is being able to bring in other cities, and to bring in other cities, you need to have the skill and ability to, when you bring in those people from other cities, to be able to compete with them, right? To give them a purpose to come back and try and beat the people that we have here. So in terms of like just being able to reach that level, we're quite a ways off, but I think we're getting close.
Right, and I remember Brancio, he was on our last episode. He was talking about like it gets very competitive when you guys are battling out of towners versus when you are battling guys or people within the city. So what do you think about that? Do you think that kind of like does that scare people away when they try and come to this city and they want to be a part of the scene, or do you think that's just the competitive nature? It's just like, man, you're just gonna get swallowed up by the beast if you don't bring the heat, or how do you?
I think it really depends on who's coming here, because if it's just like someone from a small town and they're coming here to just try and be involved in the scene, and for them to enter a competition wouldn't be the best way to get involved in the scene. But for guys who are like, say, coming from Montreal, New York, Toronto, Vancouver, who are coming here to actually compete, then that competition I think is super important, because then it shows them that, hey, Calgary ain't nothing to sleep on.
Right, exactly. Word. And we got a couple people from I guess you could say Airdrie, right? From outside of the town, I guess you could say, you know what I'm saying? Well, probably received some heat from the people within this city. So I want to open up the crowd questions for anybody who's got a question for Aaron Truonks. If they want to ask him a question right now, I will open that up. Anybody who's got a question, now's the time. If not, I'm gonna let him just rock his thing. Okay, sounds good. So with that being said, we're gonna let you rock. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna clear the stage and you just kill it and you do your thing. And with that being said, put your hands together for Aaron Truonks. There we go. So let the people know, I know you're probably a little bit out of breath, but if you can let the people know where they can find you, social media, everything, Aaron Truonks.
Yeah, so... Sorry, give me a sec.
Okay, I got you. We had this happen before. So if you want to follow my man on Instagram, it's at BBoy, TRUONKS. You can check out all of his content. He's also got a YouTube channel. You can check out, he puts a lot of the events that he's involved with in the city in the YouTube channel and on his Instagram. So you can check it out again at BBoy, TRUONKS. And with that being said, thank you, my G. Put your hands together for Aaron Truonks. Our next guest up here. Now, this man is no stranger to Xertified. This man is no stranger. Before we get into our next guest, I want to thank everybody who came out today. Sincerely, super appreciated. Thank you for coming out. I really appreciate it, and I hope we can provide a dope show for you. So, with that being said, we're gonna get into our next guest. So this man is no stranger to Xertified, no stranger to the hip hop community in Calgary. This man wears multiple titles, from MC to community arts facilitator, to husband, to father, to a teacher, to an event organizer. We're around like-minded people, you know what I mean? So, with that being said, put your hands together for Dwight Farahat!
Yo. I'm doing well. Grab a seat here.
Yes. So, again, no generic questions around here. You know what I mean? And I want you to take us back to the first freestyle that you ever did in front of a group of people.
Oh man, the first freestyle I ever did in front of a group of people, I think I was actually, I was at a party, and you know, I remember I was sitting on top of a dryer, and we were in a basement, and Daft Punk was playing, and I had been trying to rap in my head a couple times before that, and then I remember I'm just like I'm gonna just go for it, and I just sitting there and I tried rapping, and like that song was like really fast too, and I just started going, and then everybody just stopped what they were doing and they looked at me, and then they were like, oh, and everybody just tripped. So because nobody in our crew rapped at that time, so yeah, it was a big deal for me to get that reaction.
Word. So how old were you at the time?
I think I was, man, I must have been 17. Yeah.
So like around the high school age.
Yeah.
The Daft Punk.
Yeah.
Was it just like a straight Daft Punk?
It was Around the World. The song's called
Around the World, Around the World. Yeah, that's fuego. Yes.
Yeah. I think I managed to get 8 bars out, and the whole party went nuts. And it was dope.
Word. That's awesome. So I want to go into a bit of your story. So I'm gonna take us all the way back to you growing up, where you grew up. So where did you grow up in?
So like I grew up in Bowness from grade 1 to grade 3, and then I moved to Forest Lawn from grade 4 to now.
So you would represent the Northeast pretty
Definitely hard, man.
The Northeast side.
Yeah,
it's the Northeast side. Shout out to 17 and Cash Cooley. So with that being said, so you grew up in the Northeast side, and also you're somebody who have mixed background.
Yeah, definitely.
So somebody who is of, you would say, Blackfoot.
Yeah, my background is I'm half Blackfoot. I'm a quarter Palestinian and a quarter Welsh. And yeah, really, I feel like when I say that, people are like, damn, I'm like, that's the future of Canada. And if you think about like the history of it, and then they say, oh, you look Latino though. But if you look at the history of Latin America, that is the history of Latin America. The many mixtures, just like European, Arabic, all these different places came there and mixed with Native people, and then they look like me.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, that's a very good point. Yeah. Word. So how was that's a good point. Now, what do you think about the people that say that shout out to MC Good Medicine. MC Good Medicine brings up this point. He talked to me about this when I asked him, because he's somebody who's also of a mixed background, and he says that he doesn't like to refer to himself as a mixed person because he feels like he's a whole person. He's like, I'm a whole entire human being, so I'm not mixed and compartmentalized. So what do you think about that idea?
I agree with that. Like, there's something about your labels and what you're given that sometimes can people are like, yo, you're a black guy, so like you should be good at basketball and you should know the latest slang, and that's a lot of pressure on somebody. You're like, oh, I should know every hip hop artist and every slang word, and then being a mixed person is like, should I know all these things? Should I be able to speak Arabic because I'm Palestinian? Should I know the entire Quran? And then because I'm Welsh, should I know everything, whatever they are, Catholic, Christian? Like, should I know who King Philip is? And then because I'm Blackfoot, it's like, I should know every medicine in the world and have this wisdom. And so for me, it's like, yeah, I am a whole person, and my experience it is very tied to the history of this land because I grew up here, right? But I was raised by my mom, and she's from England. She's half Palestinian and half Welsh. And my dad wasn't in the picture very much. But that significant trauma that my dad had from residential schools and stuff like that, it really impacted our lives as well. And so, and also with my background, I remember telling somebody my background one time, and he just looked at me and he was like, whoa, that's struggle. And I didn't know what he was a history major, I didn't know what he meant, but I thought about it, and all three of my backgrounds have had their land and have been displaced by
colonization.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes,
Like the Welsh people are just speaking their language and getting their language back, and my dad had to move from what's now known as Israel. He had to leave his home. My grandpa had to leave his home, and then my dad residential schools, and so I was like, shit. When I figured that out, I'm like, damn. I'm lucky to be here. Like, it's crazy.
Right, that's a lot that you like carry, you know what I mean? Somebody else was telling me like that we also we carry intergenerational trauma. So that trauma that we deal with throughout our generations, we have to deal with that as generations go on. You know what I mean? What do you think about that?
Yeah, there's something called, I think it's epigenetics or something like that, and it talks about where...
Yeah, that's it, epigenetics. Yeah, we were talking about that at Xypher Club. I don't know if you were there or something.
Yeah, and basically it's like your neural pathways are quicker to go to stress. And so and you can grow your brain in any way you want to already, but like as an adult, so you can be like, okay, I'm at here and I need to develop these neural pathways to make me go from where I am now to happiness quicker versus from where I am now to pain or struggle or panic quicker. And when you experience trauma as a child, your brain actually develops differently. And so a lot of people who experience trauma, like residential schools, war, whatever, abuse as a child, like they have less gray matter in the frontal lobe, and that's what controls your focus, a bunch of different things like that. It's really neat. Yeah.
Wow, that's deep. And something you were speaking about earlier that I super relate to is like feeling like you have to know everything about each culture that you're a part of, you know what I mean? We had a super long conversation yesterday, and a part of it was like being proud of like my culture, you know what I mean? Because that was something that I feel like I struggled so much with growing up, was just like, I was never Colombian enough for the Colombians, but I was never white enough for the white kids, you know what I mean? So it's just like, it was put in like a weird situation, you know what I mean? So, but something we were speaking about was like, man, like you can own that culture, like that's a part of your history, that's a part of what, like your stories is being Colombian. That's why I came out and I represent the jersey and everything, you know what I mean? Shout out to our Latinos, shout outs, hey. But yeah, I feel like that's something that I can like start actually taking pride into. And not saying that like, again, my Spanish, I need to work on my Spanish. My Spanish is, you know what I'm saying, it needs to, my mom would tell you like, my Spanish needs to work, but we've been making steps. You know, we've been making steps. So it's like, you know, it's helping reclaim that culture and also being like a part of it, you know what I mean? As well as also mixing that in with hip hop culture, you know what I mean? And being like proud of both of those, you know what I mean? And being like, yo, like we can represent both of this, you know what I mean?
Definitely. I totally agree with that. Like people will put labels on you, and the media puts labels on us. Like, for example, like we've seen all this stuff, like you're native, whatever. I remember it was the 3Ds, like with native people, like either we're drumming or dancing, and that's when you see us on the news. And what that does is it conditions our minds as Canadians to have self-hate for ourselves as Indigenous people, and if you're non-Indigenous to just be racist. Like it's training. Canada's really good at this, and so for me, like for the longest time I had super low self-esteem, and I dealt with a lot of self-hate and stuff like that, and I ended up moving into a group home, and something really changed in me when I was like 15 in that group home, because it's a native group home and there was all these guys there, and they were walking in and they had braids and they were laughing and talking, and they had money and cars, and it seemed like they were in healthy relationships, and I remember just standing there like looking at them and being like, yo, I could be like these guys. Because up until that moment, like I was given a definition like, you're native, you can't learn, you can't, like this is your expectation, and I went with that. Like I was like, by the time I'm 15, I'm gonna die. I would always say that. By the time I'm gonna, yeah, and so it's like, fuck school. Why would I learn to read if I'm gonna die at 15? And this is what I'm gonna be, because I was told that by adults around me who would tell us native kids those things in school. And I did almost die. I almost died 2 days before my 15th birthday in a high-speed chase.
Wow.
Just up in yeah. And it was like after that, I moved into the group home and I got a new look at life, and I seen these guys and I was like, oh, what they're saying an Indian is, and what the news is saying an Indian is, that's not real, man. An Indian is somebody who makes me feel safe. An Indian who is somebody who cares about me and loves for me. You know what I mean? And it's the same thing with other races. Like we see in the media is telling us to fear blacks. The media is telling us that Latinos are stealing our jobs. Is that based on truth?
Right. I totally agree. That's why I want to make sure that what we do here is we're showing a different representation of all these different racial groups, you know what I mean? And that's why I believe so much in hip hop. Cause like, man, like motherfuckers are like, like people are really like intelligent, you know what I mean? And we're doing a lot of positive things in the community. I want to highlight that, you know what I mean? Like I really want to make sure that we're giving a positive representation of blacks, of Latinos, of natives, of, you know what I mean, like Asians, everybody who like can come and participate in this culture. I want to make sure that we really put out a positive message, you know what I mean, and counteract the BS that we're seeing on mainstream media, you know what I mean. I want to make sure that we're really like showing a different side of it, you know what I mean, like a different side of it.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. Like if we see each other for humans first, and then like find out about the culture after,
and all the labels after.
Yeah. Like your culture and who you are and your skin color, like it's super important. But like if we can stop making up stories for people, like you're Latino, so you gotta like soccer, blah, blah, blah. Like just making up a story just based on your race is bullshit. Instead of checking you for you, right?
Word. Okay. So you I know you kind of mentioned that you went into a group home, and like when you were around 15, right?
Yeah.
And then around high school you left school, I believe.
Yeah, I dropped out. I think in grade 11.
So what were and you said you bounced around like a lot of jobs. You did a lot of jobs.
Yeah, I did a lot of jobs.
What were like some of the jobs that you worked with straight out of high school?
My main job that I did was housekeeping, actually, because I was still busted up from my car accident. Like I was skinny, I wasn't really strong, so the housekeeping was something physical that I could do, and I didn't need much qualifications. So I basically was like a janitor / housekeeper at many different places.
Bro,
yeah. And I liked the job, like, to be honest with you. I just like it just didn't pay nowhere near enough, and I wasn't able to stand up for myself because I was so financially trapped. So if I was asked to do something that was like maybe illegal or just like should have called the cops or this and that, I wasn't able to just be like no, because I had no financial backup. So I was stuck.
You gotta do what you gotta do at some point, right?
Yeah, word.
Yeah, exactly. Word. I feel you. That's the trip. Yes. So, what were some of the other jobs that you worked with as like? You said you did obviously the cleaning.
Yeah, I
any other jobs that you did? As
man,
what was like your worst and what was the best? What was the worst and what was the best?
The worst job I ever had was I can't say where it is, but I was a lot attendant.
Oh, for like car dealerships and stuff like that.
But no, this was for a community center that had no one who parked there. So I literally would go sit in this red little thing. It was about this big. I'd sit in there, and legit, it was like jail. I'm like, fuck my life. Like, so I taught myself to juggle. I read like books every day, but literally in the full summer, one person parked there. And so
that's a trip. Yeah. That's pretty brutal.
And the best jobs of my life, like I'm doing them right now. Like it changes every It changes every week, every month. It depends where I'm at. So right now I'm a youth worker. I work at Antex Community Arts. So basically we run art programs for youth where we help create change in the community. So I run a Friday night hip hop program where youth come to learn dance from other youth. We also have an event planning team called Youth Voices. Aaron's on that.
Hey, shout out.
Man, we're doing so much stuff. We have Youth Arts Action where we build giant sculptures. Some of our, the last project we worked on was a talking mirror, and it just basically says nice things to you because we're talking with the youth about like, what do you say to yourself when you look in the mirror? And it's like all terrible things. So we're like, well, what should people hear when they look in the mirror? And then we asked community members, and we recorded their voices, the community members, of things that they should say in the community.
Oh, you were telling me about this.
Yeah. And so now you walk up and you see this mirror, and then you're like, what's this little red button? And you know how human is. You just press the button, and it's like, hey, you, I hope you have a good day. You're powerful, you're strong, and I believe in you.
That's dope.
Or like a 3-year-old, if life was a game, I would want you on my team. Could you be on my team? And it's like, it's just stuff like that, man.
Is it like a product, like a mirror that people are manufacturing and making? Or?
No, it's just one art project. It's a mirror in the Genesis Center.
Maybe that's, I don't know, maybe I get greedy. I just think like, man, that'd be a dope idea for like if you could like mass produce it and put it out there, you know what I mean?
That is a good idea, yeah. We have a traveling one.
Like an entrepreneur idea, you know what I mean? Like
that's cool, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna steal that, I promise.
No, steal it, man. Spread the positive vibes and make money off of it, man. Why not?
Word. What do you think about people who like make money off of I guess, let's say things in the community. So I know you do a lot of things that are not for profit, but what do you think about people that do things that are for profit in the community, let's say hip hop community?
I don't think there's anything wrong with making money off hip hop or making money off things that make the world better. I think that we look at money in a weird way where it's like if I'm rich, I'm not humble, or if I'm rich, I'm not close to God. But I feel that. And then we also have this weird thought of rich people, like that they're all mean and nasty. But to tell you the truth, like I've met a lot of rich people in my life. I've met like maybe I won't say a lot. I met like 3 millionaires in my life.
Wow.
And each one of those millionaires I met was like, yo, this is how to do it. So like, how many other people are coming around and sharing their knowledge and telling you how to follow in their footsteps so you can be rich? And I think that we need more people who are willing to share and make a difference in the community to be rich. Because if we're powerless, then we're powerless. And money equals power, man. So like the people with those hearts who care about the people, who care about the environment, we need to get rich and we need to get in positions of power.
Agreed.
Word.
Okay, so I want to take us. We kind of went a little bit off the track, but I want to get it back because I'm getting us into a linear story. But so you left high school, you bounced around a couple jobs, and then you went back to university.
Yeah, I sure did. Yeah.
So you went back to university. Why did you go back to university?
Well, I was in my field. I was in the helping field for like quite a few years, and I remember I won Employee of the Year, like my second year doing youth work, and I developed a whole bunch of programs that were packed, and these kids weren't coming to, like before that kids were coming to programs, and I got there and I'm like, oh, I got so many kids that I need to develop 4 more programs.
So what came first, the programming and doing the antics work that you spoke about? Or what came first, the university or the community work?
So I was doing this social work, community development stuff first, not with Antex, but like actually Antex was my first volunteer gig that got me.
You said you volunteer,
But then I worked for NE of Calgary Family Services doing a bunch of stuff, and I won Employee of the Year. And then when I left there, I was like, yo, I'm Employee of the Year, I can get a job anywhere. And I went for a job interview, and the lady's like, Dwight, like you would be the one. But our policy says we have to hire somebody with at least a diploma in social work.
Wow.
And I was like, fuck. So.
Really?
Yeah, so I went back to school and that's when I went and received my social work. I'm glad I did it, but like, it was an ego buster, but I think I needed that at the same time.
That's brutal. So they couldn't even like flex the rules around and be like, you know, like, come on, you put in a lot of work.
Well, we're dealing with a lot of high risk situations that if something goes wrong, we need to be accountable. And so, like, if they had somebody who, like, I didn't even have, like, I had grade 11, right? So, and I'm working with vulnerable people. And so it's
so they need like a certification to be like, you can work with these vulnerable.
Right, yeah. It's like letting us certify if this building structure is good enough. Like maybe you know how because you've been doing it for 10 years, but if you don't have the paper.
You know what, Michael was saying the same thing, but I don't know if I believe in that. You know what I mean? Maybe I'm wrong. And I fight with the university a lot. Like I went to a little bit of university and a little bit. I did a certificate. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I did go and do that a little bit, but I didn't want to go to full-on university. That was not what I wanted to do. And it's something that I fought with, but maybe it was something that I didn't understand. Yeah. So like, why, like you basically said, it's because they wouldn't hire you.
Yeah, but I feel like it is necessary in the human services field. I really do. Like,
so okay, but what do you think about creating our own jobs? Like, what if you were like, you know what, I'm gonna create my own like lane and be like, I'm gonna do this on my own. You know what I mean? Like,
I think that's good, but there's still a lot of safety things. Like if I was gonna, if someone was just like, yeah, I'm gonna run youth groups on my own, and it's like that's great, but without the proper training, like. You might be doing things that are really dangerous to individuals and you might not even be aware. And like, there's just so many, and like without the training, or you could, and then you could walk your volunteers and who are your friends usually when you're running this, and allow them to be in situations that they could go to jail for.
Okay, but where does the training come from? Like, where does the training for you to be certified to work with youth come from? Like, who makes those? Who says like this is the right thing, this is the right training, and who says this is not the right training?
It's
like, that's government regulated. Isn't it?
It's the oh shoot, I can't. My social work teacher is gonna be the College of Social Work something. Yeah, there's a governing body that says these are the rules for social workers.
Okay, see, and then now that's why I'm just like, I don't know if I can trust it. Because it's like, if these are the same people that like put people in residential schools, and these are the same people, then they're telling me that I gotta learn their curriculum. Like, I don't know how to feel about that. Maybe I'm wrong, I don't know, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I feel you. I definitely feel you. And I, as an Indigenous person going into school to learn about this stuff, I felt like it was an opportunity for me to learn about the system and how it works, and also learn about how the non-Indigenous mind works, non-hood mind works, and how they view us. And also, like, social work's a really neat thing because it really asks you to ask yourself about the stories you make up for other people. What are your judgments? Write about it. Where did you learn this about yourself? And what's your family lineage that taught you that? And so like it really breaks down your character. So often a lot of people who take social work, they have a group of friends at the start, and at the end, they're like, yo, I can't hang out with my friends anymore. Like, we're just on completely different wavelengths. Yeah, completely different levels, yeah. So it's really about self-growth and getting to know yourself and how you judge others. Word.
So maybe, I don't know, maybe I have a harsh judgment against the government and public universities and stuff like that. Maybe, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to knock anybody who does university, but it's just not something that I do. You know what I'm saying? That's where I stand. But anyway, with that being said, I want to get back to you. So you went into university, and then you started doing the youth work. What is the most memorable moment that you've had with youth? Like, what was one moment that you were like, whoa, this young person really blew my mind away. Like, this person just like blew me away.
Man, there's just so many, you know, over the last 10 years in this field, like, it's crazy. Like, these guys have got my heart. And, you know, sometimes you get losses with them too, and like, we'll lose youth to different pain, different struggles, and even when they pass away early and go back home, you can look back at it and you'll be like, you know, those moments that we had was important. And those conversations we had were special. And sometimes you can't save people, you know what I mean? but sometimes you can help push them farther. Maybe you bought them another 2 hours, and so yeah, some of them, like, man, one kid especially, like, I remember he just told me we were playing basketball, and he just looked at me and he said, "Yo, Dwight, in this game, you gotta move like a cheetah." And because I was sluggish, and I was like, "Oh, what?" And then like I was like, "All right, man." So I like tried my hardest because you could see I wasn't. And I remember those words when I'm feeling like low, when I'm feeling like I can't do my best, and it's like, "No, man, this game you gotta move like a cheetah." And so there's just so many moments like that, and just yeah.
So what, you got on all fours and started moving like a cheetah, or?
No, like we were playing ball, but like, you know what I mean? Like, you gotta pick it up, yeah. So there's so many different things, like, just, I mean, you go into a jail and you do rap stuff, and all the kids in jail are laughing and smiling, and you know what I mean? Like, just feeling like kids, and that's why I do it, is to help people shed some of that stuff of I can't, and this weight of I'm not good enough, to just let them play and be free, because even as adults, that's why we don't try, that's why we got depressed. It's because we let so much time in our life pass us by that we weren't painting that painting, that we weren't making that video, we weren't doing these things because we weren't painting that picture because our teacher in grade 1 said, "That doesn't look like a dog." And then we're like, "Oh, I suck, I'm never gonna try." And then we don't start trying to draw again until we're 85.
Yeah, work.
Yeah. That's why I do it, so we don't have to wait that long, man. That's what it's about, just helping release people. And we do that through play, through hip-hop, through theater, through whatever, man. And it fills me up, too.
Word. I appreciate that. So it's kind of doing like revolutionary work, if you think about it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that means, yeah.
If you really think about it, like you're really putting in like a lot of work that's like changing the community. So.
Yeah, and that's when I'm working with these guys, I really feel like I'm just working with myself. Like I just see myself in these kids, or my nieces and my nephews, or my homeboys I grew up with. Like I see myself in them. So it's easy, even when they're acting crazy, because like I acted crazy too, right? And you can kind of understand it.
Word. Okay. The last thing I wanted to talk to you about was to bring it full circle. So you had an interview with New Tribe magazine 3 years ago, and in that interview you mentioned that you wanted to start a event that included breaking.
Did I say that?
Yes, you were like, "I want to start an event that involves breaking," and now you have Culture Shock.
Yeah.
So like, how does it feel? The fact that you manifested that, like you said that, and now you're doing it.
Wow, that's crazy. I don't even remember saying that. That article was a long time ago.
I do my research.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I do my research out here.
Wow, yeah. That's crazy. That's just a perfect thing of manifesting, where it's like, I just wanted to manifest my life more into hip hop and really see myself as an artist. And now, like, we have our Friday night hip hop program, we have Culture Shock. Like, I feel like I was a part of the manifestation of the Friday hip hop program, but Culture Shock was born before I got into it.
So what's the Friday night?
It's where youth come to learn dance from other youth, and we have a half an hour where we get to know each other and just hang out. And youth teaches a class where they learn to be teachers as well, and then we just have open mic, open floor after. So basically, it's a big party every Friday.
Where is this?
At the Genesis Center from 4 to 6:30. Yeah.
Every Friday.
Every Friday, yeah.
So hit up the Genesis. How old you gotta be to hit up the Genesis?
It's 13 to 18.
Ooh. Also, my man over here could actually do it if you want to.
Yeah, we need DJs too, so that would be dope.
Word. Yes, absolutely. I mean, maybe we can learn a little bit of the elements of the culture. You know what I'm saying? Last time Brandon was teaching us some BBoy moves. I could get down. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting there. Just give me a couple months and I'm gonna be in Culture Shock doing some head spins and
do it.
Yes, give me. You just gotta give me a few minutes. You know what I mean? So, how do you looking back that you manifested that with Culture Shock? Do you ever look now and be like, damn, I could really manifest anything in the future now?
Oh yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. So I've been doing a lot of public speaking at schools. Basically, I go in there, I rap, and then I tell my life story. And my dream now is kind of like, I always wanted to be like an Indigenous Tony Robbins. And
Who's Tony Robbins?
Tony Robbins is a motivational speaker. Look him up, man.
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
If you're feeling sad in the morning. No. And so that's kind of what I'm working on. Like I've took since September off work, from September to December, to just create an album, get a website together, and really look like I have my momentum going. Because I've been getting all these jobs for motivational speaking, but I have no website, nothing.
And that's a big part of it, like the whole marketing and all that stuff. Yes.
And so I'm creating a 12-song album right now that's like all positive messages, because the kids are like, when I leave their school, they're like, "Where's your album? How can I stay connected?"
Right.
This and that. And I'm like, "Oh," and they're like, and I just promised one that I was gonna make an album. And so hopefully December will be I'll have an album video and my website up and ready to just step to that next level of my life and career.
So that's like the next level manifestation, is getting that album. You told that person that you were gonna do the album. So now we're gonna hold you to that.
Yeah, well, I wrote a grant from Calgary Arts Development to make the album, and they gave it to me so I could.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I can buy my beats. I've been buying beats. Studio I can pay for like the top, like everything's legit, and a video. So
that's dope.
Yeah, I took the risk. And the thing when you're writing grants, you're like, oh, am I good enough? You know what I mean? I just finished writing another one too. A few days ago, and I gotta fight through that self-doubt. So I gotta remember, in this game you gotta move like a cheetah. And so like, fuck you, self-doubt. Like I feel you're here, but like you need to leave because I got something to do. Like,
yeah, and that's a trip, because you actually taught me how to write grants. Remember that conversations we were having during the summer when we were trying to throw an event? Shout out to Olivia. And like that, a lot of it didn't fall through. I won't put too many details because we're still looking to do that at some point.
Yeah,
but it worked. Like, I'm gonna tell you, like, it worked.
Yeah.
Like, your advice that you gave me through that phone, it was like a 3-hour conversation that we had, and you broke it down step by step, and it worked. Like, obviously we didn't put it into action, which kind of makes me like a little upset. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe we'll do that in the future. I won't promise anything now, but yeah, you helped me go through all that stuff. So like, that's super dope. But we gotta get you like showing people how to write grants now. Like, that's gonna be like the next step,
Definitely, I'm down for that. I've been helping homies one-on-one and just encouraging them. It's really just getting over that self-doubt and that fear, because especially with artist grant, is like, I'm writing on something I'm already self-conscious about, and the question is just like, how dope do you gotta be before you like can say, I'm gonna write a grant, promise 12 shitty songs,
stop,
and still go for it. And once you allow yourself to just say like, I'm gonna allow myself to do crappy art, you're like freed, and then all of a sudden your art starts just becoming dope.
Oh man, but your art is not crappy.
But that's the mental barrier. That's what stops you from writing that next line. You're like, and then it's that self-doubt of the next line won't be dope enough. Instead of just being like, fuck it, I don't care. Shh. And you're like, oh, yo, that's dope. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, that's what you need to get past. And the same thing with grants. Because, writing about why you deserve money to do your art is a super vulnerable thing, right?
Word. Okay, so with that being said, I'm gonna open up the crowd. Questions, anybody who's got a question for my man Dwight, I'm gonna open it up. Just raise your hand and let me know if you got a question for my man Dwight. This is the one and only chance. Come on, anybody got a question for Dwight? Come on, this man just dropped you like 50 gems right here. No? Okay, sounds good. So with that being said, I'm gonna just open up the stage for you to rock and do your thing. So with that being said, put your hands together for Dwight. So let the people know where they can find you.
It's Dwight Farahat on Instagram or Facebook. Farahat.
Hey, yes. And at Instagram, at Dwight_Farahat.
Oh, word.
Yes, I know everybody's Instagram handles, okay? I'm out of here, okay? So with that being said, put your hands together one more time for Dwight Farahat! Okay, so now we gotta end it off. Yes, stay up there, because you already know what we're gonna end it off with. You already know what time it is. It's that time for the MCs, for the freestylers. If you felt inspired today, if you're at home writing the lyrics, and you know, you're brain every day, and you're like, man, I just need a stage, I just want to rock this. Now is the time, open up the stage, and let's kick off a cypher. So with that being said, my man, JC Jedi is gonna drop a beat.
You're about to witness the strength of the Xertified Xypher.
Get it rockin'. Where the MCs at? Live up in there.
Yes.
Let's get it. Oh. Yo, I know this beat.
You spit? Come on.
Brotherhood?
You want to spit?
Oh.
Yes.
Oh. Yeah. If you're feeling real good, go and throw up your hands. If you're feeling real good, go and throw up your hands. If you're feeling real good, go and up your hands. If you're feeling real good, go and throw up your hands. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Okay, no doubt. Okay, no doubt. As I just kill it and I do it with no clout. I'm trying to get my height. My head's up in the clouds. Okay, yeah. Then I come jacking to the ground. You don't mean a man. A stable sound, turning with the white and black and brown. Yes, I get around. Yes, and love will go around. Hey, yes. Love makes the world go round. There you go. Alright, let's get it hot. Ain't no tripping, let's just go. It's just a freestyle, so if you stumble on it, man, just roll a little smoke. Cause everybody stops and bubbles sometimes. Just another way to go, it's just another way to rhyme. The time keeps talking, never ever these moments. Still I look inside and I continue to keep growing. Standing straight tall, so you don't fuck them all. But I got love for the world, you can see me shopping at the mall. Even though the time I called is broke, still I light it up every day, even though smoke. Yo, I let it go, man, I'm feeling so good. I just pass it on. Live, what's good?
Yeah, let it flow like a river in tow. That's what it's gonna be when I let the bush burn. And this bad bitch honey's gonna get no returns. Cause I'm walking on the street and you see it just going off the top like it's spinning. And I just can't stop even though my head's popping right off today. Cause I'm feeling so whack and all of this. Just let it flow like a motherfucking river.
Yeah! There you go. That's some bravery right there. Okay, yeah. Let me go and kick it. Yeah, okay, yeah. Okay. Ooh, new beat. Yeah, Okay. We got it. Okay, Yo, 1, 2, 3 to the 4. Don't make me kick down the door. Got love for the rich and the poor. Gotta go, get low. Make money, get fat ass stacks. So we can make change like that. Poor people, we have to put power. Change the time, limit to the hour. Reach for the stars. As I rap in this empty bar. To my life and my body is scarred. But I gotta go recharge. Life is a movie, gotta sting like a beat. Doing everything, gotta do it for me. Time to get up. It's time to get up. 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 Okay, yeah, it's time to get up. As I just give it up to Cypher Club, trying to get bucks. Okay, yeah, you know what the got him in just trying to get like what? Okay, yeah, you see the table, man, I didn't push Kane or able. Yeah, I'm just trying to do this. I'm just trying to do this like okay, I see the cable. Yeah, all up in the microphone, spin it like I'm trying to spin it on my own. Okay, off the top of the dome. Yeah, I don't have to go get it alone. Okay, now I go and flip it up. Everybody knows I go rip it up on the mic. Everybody do it every night. Telling me I spit it like I am so nice. Okay, trying to find it like Mike Tyson. Yes, okay, live.
Yo, honestly, just feeling kind of fucked up, so I thought I'd just get on the mic to let it all out. I ain't even trying to rhyme, I'm just trying to breathe lately.
Sometimes you can't breathe, so you just grab the mic and just be an MC. Inside out, sometimes it's how we feel. Starving spirit, starving, trying to get another meal. I'm moving like the buffalo, steady through the storm. Yeah, I'm here being warned. Yeah, I'm climbing to that mountain top. Turn off the lights, cause the lights got chopped. Okay, yeah, okay, let's get it. Young sound with the heart of Guevara. I see art through the carbon pylon. Used to roam around the city serving sideline. Them rap styles, I be feeling like Mufasa. Ha ha, damn that sound good. Been pimping the underground for diamonds against the wood. You know that feeling when your face is weighing on that food? That's why I'm charging 50 for a show, get it understood. If you ain't high, must be smoking that opium. Or that hectic gay smoking them. Hip-hop, I came out my mouth's fallopian. I thought you sodium, showing up on my own podium. Like big, I'm throwing that's Patagonia. If what you saying is shaky, you got a phobia. I'm the Colombian packing, not the Palladium. I am just showing up, I am the chosen one,
Yes, I am the chosen one. 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 That sounds dope anyways, yeah. I was chosen by the one who made us all. You were chosen by the one who made us all. So I guess we must be connected in some way, though. Even though we bitch when we park in each other's stalls. Man, I guess we're missing something holy. Yeah, cause they don't even know me. Yo, no tree ever fights against its branches, but that's the humans, how we do this. Moving like a caterpillar in the slow-mo. I gotta press this life, yeah, and put it in fast forward, yeah. Gotta go and get some more. Slipping on the rhyme, but I still got the time. I'ma shine, I'ma shine, I'ma keep on shining. 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 Yeah.
That is what I'm gonna do. I keep shining every day, cause that's all you gotta do. Even though the words aren't coming my way, I'm just trying to shine a new light on this day.
Hey, we just gonna rock the mic this way. So we're gonna close it out. Thank you everybody who came out tonight. Appreciate it. Certified out here. Thank you everybody who came out tonight. And again, if you want to follow us, it's going to be at Hiphop Certified. If you want to follow me personally, it's at @Esteban_sound. And with that being said, we're out here. Dwight, thank you for coming out. Olivia, Mary, Ace, David, Nina, Mike, Mama Linas, Aaron, JC Jedi, Quinn, y'all who came out tonight. I'm gonna learn your name tonight.
Yeah.
And you're right there in the corner. I appreciate it for coming out tonight. Lottie, Dottie, we like to party. Okay, let's go. All right, appreciate everybody coming out tonight. I'm out here. Peace.